If you can't price the project, then who can? And you have a problem. For the best government contracting and small business advice, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified when we put out new videos right here on the channel every Thursday and when we go live on Tuesdays. Many small contractors with this, and it's outlined step by step inside my Contractors Edge Bootcamp. All right, so let's dive into 5 key factors that you must include when pricing the cost of a project. All right, are you ready? I'm ready. I'm gonna give it to you straight up, no chaser. Are you ready? All right. So if this is new for you, pricing out projects and things like that, you may want to take some notes, okay? So that you're assuring that you're including these 5 factors. So let's dive in. Number 1 is all about how to price the project, okay? Remember, I said, if you don't know how to price your own projects, the type of work that you're going to do, then who does? And if you don't know, you have a problem. So you have to figure this out, okay? So one of the things you can do is you have to understand your numbers. You can't price if you don't know your numbers. And you pull the numbers from your business financial statements. So if you're more of a, spreadsheet type person or pencil and paper type person, I don't know what to tell you. There's some calculations you're gonna have to do to get the right numbers, right? That you need to know that will allow you to be able to price out your projects effectively and correctly, okay? So it's very, very important because if you don't have your numbers right, you could definitely lose out on opportunities where they're making the decision based on price, okay? Now, the second thing is you need to know your cost for the project, whether you're providing a service or a product. Whatever the cost is to deliver on what you're promising, right? To be able to perform or to be able to deliver the product, what is the cost associated with that? And you need to know that number, okay? Now, the third thing is there's also expenses associated with the cost, okay? So not just the cost, for example, if it's a product, right? You're gonna have to pay for the product, whether you get it from the manufacturer or a broker or something like that. You're going to have to pay them for the product, right? And then you have to also consider what other expenses may be associated with you being able to deliver on your promise. So if it's a product, maybe you need to include, for example, delivery costs. Depending on how it's going to be delivered and when, those timelines, the schedule of all of that, you may also have to include storage costs. Okay, if it's, heavy stuff and some people are going to have to deliver it, you may need movers or something like that, then you have to include those type of costs as well. So you need to know what is it going to cost you, one, to acquire the product, or if you're delivering a service, to provide the service, in addition to whatever other expenses may come up. So for example, if it's a service, in addition to providing the service, maybe you have to go somewhere to do that. So now you have travel costs involved. Or in addition to that, maybe it's, far, or it's going to be over multiple days. So now you need hotel and you got to get from the hotel to the place. So now you have, either a rental car expense or car service expense or something like that. Meals, right? Per diem, all of that stuff. So you have to know what is going to cost you in other expenses to deliver on your promise, okay? And then, let's see. So I got the callers deliver. Okay, yeah. And so these things here are all direct costs to the project, okay? okay? Direct cost to the project. Now, if you're inside of an accounting system, it is so much easier to pull these numbers out and to be able to add them into your bid, okay? So I have a question for you. And I really want to know, so let me know in the comments, because it'll help me in creating content and things like that, and just knowing how I can better serve you guys. So the question today is, are you able to price out your projects? And when I ask that, I mean effectively, and they're producing the results that you want. So are you able to price out your projects? Let me know down in the comments, okay? Okay, so let's move on. More on pricing. This is I got step 4, or key factor number 4, and key factor number 5 to share with you. So number 4 is you also need to know your overhead expenses. Now, we've already talked about direct cost to the project, right? But there's also some indirect costs that you also need to make sure that you're including. So you need to also include any indirect costs that is associated with the project, okay? And sometimes, you know, just depending on the nature, it could be your insurance cost, because, you know, usually you'll carry insurance for the whole year. So one project does not carry the whole cost of that. And so it's a indirect cost, but only a portion, okay? If you have personnel in the office, for example, working on the project and things like that, they're not only working on that one project, but they're working on other projects, right? Multiple things they're doing. And so a portion of that work, just depending on how in depth they are in the project, and you know, that's a conversation for another time. But in general, if you have an admin or something like that and they're working multiple projects, then a portion of that could possibly be an indirect cost to the project, okay? And then the 5th thing is your profit margins. Oh my gosh, profit margins, okay? And here's the thing. I hope if you're bidding that you are profiting on your projects. Okay, because ideally, if you're a for-profit business, then your goal is to make money, right? To make money off of every project that you do. Okay, now, how do you decide what your profit margins will be? Now, we're going to dive deeper into this in next week's video. But when you look at your profit margins, you know, there's a lot of things that you need to consider as to what's a profit and what is not a profit for you. Here's what I can tell you. You know, if this is new to you and you have no idea, profit margins vary. It depends on how big or small the project is as to how, you know, big of a profit you can take. You could look at industry standards as far as, you know, what your profit margin would be. You could also look at the area that you're in. You know, some parts of the U.S. or world, for example, profit margins could be different, you know, from area to area, and then definitely based on, you know, what you do. Because here's the thing, when you're pricing your projects, you definitely want to be competitive, but you don't want to be knocking yourself out the game because you're priced too high. You know, your prices are too high. Maybe your profit margin is too high, because you know your price and your profit margin goes together to give them the final number. And so if either one of those are out of whack, I'm gonna say, and it puts you out of the range, then you've lost. So you wanna make sure that you're getting good pricing, or, you know, if it's, you know, a product or something like that, even a service, because if you're outsourcing it, you want to make sure you're getting good rates and things like that so that you're able to be competitive. I know on my coaching call last week with my people inside of the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, we do, you know, a group call every week, and a couple of the people in there are, you know, providing a product, and they were saying how one of their vendors told them they could not give them government pricing. So anything they got from them was definitely going to knock them out of the price range of being competitive. And they kind of basically told them that. Now, when the company told them that, I don't know if they understood that, but that's a vendor they'd never be able to use if they're not going to give them good pricing, and they're telling you that up front, okay? So you have to be mindful of this. You have to watch your bottom line, and you want to make sure that you're able to be competitive. So again, that means what? Wherever you're getting your pricing from, it needs to be competitive. And then however you figure out your profit margins also need to be within industry ranges and things like that. So there you have it. The numbers you need to know to include when pricing out your projects, okay? Now remember, if you can't price your projects, you have a problem. It's a huge problem. It's something you can definitely overcome, but it's something you also need to focus on and get right so that you can be competitive in your bidding. So make sure you're doing whatever you need to do to learn this. If you don't know how to price, it's something to definitely focus on in your business, okay? And just so you know, it's something that we cover inside the Contractors Edge Bootcamp in Module 3 that's all about bid and profit. Got you covered. Inside the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, win government contracts, where you'll learn my first bid done fast formula to get contracts faster and without all of the obstacles. One being pricing and figuring out your profit margins, okay? Inside Module 3 of Bid and Profit, you'll learn about my, not about mine, but about the numbers I have, or the numbers that you should include in your pricing, okay? Of course, you can always tweak it, make it your own, but I do have some standard things that you need to include accordingly in your bid formula. And the formulas are already, in the spreadsheet for you, so all you have to do is just boop, plug in your numbers, okay? So if you want help with that, definitely go check it out over at the FeliciaStreeter.com/bootcamp. I'll definitely put the link down below, and we can help you get that bidding down pat and making sure you're profiting on your opportunities, all right? So there you have it. Now, if you like this video, if you're digging what I'm putting down, make sure you like the video. Go ahead, boop, do it now. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, definitely do that, because we want to make sure that your business is growing and that you're profiting off of the work and things that you're performing, right? You want to make money, you want to profit, and then you'll be able to grow and take your business to the next level. So like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you get notified when I go live or when a new video drops. And if you're feeling, I don't know, in the giving mood, go ahead and share this video out. All right, I know you know at least 3 people that need help with their pricing, or maybe they just need a check. Anyway, share it out to 3 people. I appreciate you for that. And until next time, I'll see you right back here real soon. Bye for now.